and welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. This channel is all about planning and budgeting. So if those are topics that you are also interested in, then please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you along on this journey. In today's video, I'm going to be closing out my budget for the third week. Wait, is that right? Yes, the third week of August. And I'm going to be setting up my budget for the fourth week. I am using the Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom. I do have a link to her website in the description box below. I am also using these budget category stickers from Cara Jo Plans. I have a link to her Etsy shop in the description box below, as well as a discount code for all of my YouTube viewers. Okay, so let's head over to the expense tracker sheet. So the way I used her expense tracker sheet is I do one expense tracker per week, then I color code each expense by color category, and then I make a key at the bottom. So when I go to close out my budget at the end of the month, I have all the information I need right here. One thing I've noticed this month, I have recently switched things up. So I have two budgets happening simultaneously. My husband gets paid once a month, and then I get paid week to week. So when for his paycheck, it covers most of our pinks and purples, which are our fixed expenses, which are bills and debt. So his paycheck covers most of that. And then my paycheck week to week covers the variable expenses. And then I do cash envelopes with my check. So because of that, I've noticed I've had a lot less categories, because now instead of having like multiple food categories, I just have one food. Like I took out the money, we spent the money, and I don't really track like where it goes to which place. So it's actually made my life so much easier. I love the cash envelopes. It's just great. I cannot recommend them high enough. Okay, let's go to the calendar and let's see where we spent our money this week, starting with bills. So we did set aside $5 for garbage. Garbage actually comes out once every 3 months, but we set aside $5 every week for that. The City of Ames bill came out, it was $274. That's for electricity and water. We're on what they call budget billing. I think it's called budget billing, where they take out the same amount every month all year long. Oh, it just makes life so much easier. And then we had Netflix came out, and that was $17. I do round up, so it's actually like 16 and some change, but I always round my bills up. Okay, moving on to debt. So we set aside $142 for loan number 2. I pay loan number 2 once a month, but every week I take out $142 from my paycheck so that when that payment comes up at the end of the month, I have all the money I need for it. And it's not like one big hit at one time. Because I'm paid week to week, I can do a little bit each week. That's just been working out really well. Okay, food. We spent $190 on food this week. And then gas, we spent $20 on gas. Miscellaneous, we spent $47 on miscellaneous. See, this is so like quick and easy when it's a cash envelope. I love it. Okay, spending, we spent $45 on spending. That's 20 for me, 20 for David, 5 for Logan. And then our savings challenges, we set aside $13 for savings challenges this week. So the way I do that is I take money out of our food envelope and our miscellaneous. So we actually started with $200 of cash in the food envelope. And then I ended up putting 10 into one savings challenge. And then here we started with $50 and I ended up putting 3 of that into another savings challenge. I do have a video. I do the video the Thursday before I do the budget, so you can always, or no, I'm sorry, not the Thursday before, the Friday before. So that came out last Friday if you want to see how that all worked out. And then sinking funds, we set aside $25 for sinking funds. Hello friends, future Jennifer here. I'm just noticing as I am editing this video that I wrote down some numbers wrong. For miscellaneous and food and savings challenges, I wrote down all the numbers for week 4 and not for week 3 on the stickers there. It's not going to affect the budget because I do write the correct amount in the budget section. You'll see that when we get to the budget worksheet. But on the calendar, those numbers are not right. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that before next week. Okay, before we go to week 3, let's update this monthly spread. This is for all of our fixed expenses using David's paycheck. So this week, Netflix came out and it was $17. Ames came out and it was $274. So we still need student loan and Alliant Energy. And we're not going to have, his paycheck wasn't quite enough to cover all of these bills this month. So let's see how much I'm going to need to take from my check to cover the rest. Okay, so we only have $76 left from David's paycheck to work with, which will be enough to cover the student loan, but not enough to cover Alliant. So let's move this Alliant bill over to my spreadsheet using my paycheck. So we're not going to do Alliant here. Let me write it down before I erase it. I don't want to like mess anything up. Okay, so for week number 4, we're going to add Alliant Energy over here. And that's a bill. And it's going to be $32. Well, approximately. It varies a little bit. Okay, so now that I have that covered, I'm going to put 0 here. I don't want to just erase it because I already calculated it down here. So I put 0 here, and I'll put a note. I'll just say Jennifer paid. I mean, we do a whole like family budget. We all work together, but this is just so I can remember that it came out of my paycheck. Okay. Moving on to week number 3. Let's close out week 3. Okay, so I did make $500. Thank you to everyone who purchased stickers in my Etsy shop this week. I appreciate you guys so much. I feel like I can never thank you guys enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then we did have a rollover of $47. So altogether that was $547. We did set aside $142 for loan number 2, and we set aside $5 for garbage. So that was $147. So now we have $400. Bringing that down here. We did spend $180 on food. We spent $20 on gas, $44 on miscellaneous, and $45 on spending. So it was a good week. We were able to stay on track with everything. We didn't go over. Last week we went way over on food, so this is good. Okay, so all together that's $289. And 400 minus 289 is 111. So I'm going to bring that up here to our sinking funds. So we set aside $5 for car maintenance, $5 for car registration, $10 for Christmas, and $5 for vet. Altogether that came to $25. So 111 minus 25 is 86. We are currently not doing anything for extra debt because our focus right now is building up a $1,000 cushion in our account so that we just have some wiggle room, some breathing room in our account. So bringing that total down here, so we had $86. Let's talk about savings. So for our cushion, for our savings challenge that week, we did $20 towards the cushion, and we did $6 towards homeschool. Again, that was in a video that came out a couple of weeks ago if you want to go back and check that out. And then, so that left us with $60 to roll over. So altogether, that was $86, bringing our total left over to 0. I like to zero out my budget at the end of each week, which means I have a place for my money. Like I know exactly where my money is going. Okay, let's go on to week 4, get that all set up. Okay guys, so this is a little bit tricky and I'm hoping that I don't confuse myself too much, but I'm out of budget sheets because the planner comes with 5. But because I'm doing one monthly budget sheet for David and then one for each of my paychecks, I was one short this week because we're going to do a total of 5 budgets this week this month with my paychecks. So I'm going to have to do both week 4 and 5 on here. Today we're going to set up week 4, calculate, make sure we're okay, but I'm not going to do any totals until next week when we do week 5. Okay, so for week 4, I made $500. Oh, we're going to have two wait, no, we're not going to have 2 rollover amounts, are we? I'm so confused. Yeah, we will. Okay, see, I'm already confusing myself. Oh no. So we'll have one for week 4 and one for week 5. Okay, so week 4, our rollover amount was $60. Okay. I'm just going to make a note here. $5.60. I'm just making a note down here. Luckily, I have an erasable pen, so I can erase that later. Okay, so this week, for loan number 2, we're going to set aside $142. Now, that is a debt. For me, the difference between a debt and a bill is debts will eventually be paid off and bills will always exist. Okay, so for example, I'll always have to pay for garbage services, and that's $5. Okay, so all together, I'm going to put my total down here. 142, 5, and 32 is 179. Okay, I think I'm just going to have to use this space and then I can erase it next week. That's what I'm going to have to do. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not going to know. You know, like, is my budget okay? I'm not going to know. Okay, so 560 minus 179. That's 381. Oops, sorry, I wrote the totals wrong. My leftover is 381. My bills are 179, my bill total. Okay, coming down to variable expenses. So we have 381 to start with. And for food, this week, let's see. This week we set aside $190 for food. So we had $200 total when we stuffed the cash envelope. We stuffed it with $200. But then when we did the savings challenge at the end of the video, we ended up taking out $10 and putting it towards one of our sinking funds. And then I'm going to jump down here to miscellaneous spending. We pulled out $50 in cash, but then we ended up putting $3 towards another savings challenge. So that left us with 47 because 50 minus 3 is 47. So for the savings challenges this past week, we set aside 10 and 3, so we set aside a total of $13. Okay, gas, we set aside $20 and spending was $45. Okay, so let's see what that would be all together. $302. So we had a total of 302. Oh wait, yes. So 381 minus 302 is $79. Okay, coming up here to our sinking funds. So we're starting with $79. For car maintenance, we're going to set aside, no, we already did this, sorry, we already did this video. So we set aside 5, and we did 5 for car registration, 10 for Christmas, and 5 for vet. So altogether we set aside $25 there. So 79 minus 25 is 54. Okay, again, we're not doing anything with extra debt right now. We're just focusing on that cushion. Okay, so bringing down $54 here. So 54 minus 13 will give us our rollover amount. So we're going to roll over $41. So our savings total at this point is 54, bringing our leftover to 0. So when I come in next week, I'll need to erase these and replace them with the new numbers. I think that's the only option I have at this point when I have to put 2 weeks on one thing. Okay, so we're good. We still have a little bit of space, a little bit of breathing room. That's great. Things are looking good. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I will see you all again next time. Bye, everyone.